I shall call this meeting to order. Madam Clerk, will you call the roll, please?
Yes, good evening, President Sailors. I will begin with Director Gould.
Present.
Orzali.
Here.
Wood.
Here.
Sheets.
Present.
Director Rice.
Present.
Thank you. Director Jones.
Aye. Here.
Director White is absent this evening. Director Clark.
Present.
And President Sailors, turning it back over to you.
Thank you very much. Our next item on the agenda is the pledge to the flag. Please stand and we shall say the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you for that. Right now, I would just like to give a big shout out and a thank you to Engine 61's crew for bringing the cancer engine that has that really cool pink and blue and allowing everyone here tonight to see that and touch it and take pictures. It was quite a nice start to the meeting tonight. Thank you, 61's crew. Thank you very much. The next thing on the agenda tonight is the Metro Cable announcement. The open session meeting is videotaped for cablecast on Metro Cable 14 to be replayed on Sunday, October 30th at 12 noon and Monday, October 31st at 6 p.m. on channel 14 webcast on metro14live.saccounty.net. We now have the public opportunity to discuss matters of public interest within the district jurisdiction, including items on or not on the agenda. Madam Clerk, do we have any speakers tonight?
There are no speakers here with us in person. And Art, if we could allow our virtual attendees to speak if they so wish.
Yes, attendees, you now have the ability to unmute yourselves if there's anything you'd like to present to the board at this time. And no response.
Thank you. Looks like we have no speakers tonight. The next item on the agenda is the consent item.
Madam Chair, I make a motion, we adopt consent.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Madam Clerk, will you call the roll, please?
Director Gould.
Aye.
Orzali.
Aye.
Wood.
Aye.
Sheets.
Aye.
Rice.
Aye.
Jones.
Aye.
Clark.
Aye.
And Sailors.
Aye.
Motion passes.
The next item on our agenda tonight is a presentation item, a letter of commendation for an incident that happened on June 24th, 2022. Deputy Chief Mitchell.
Thank you, President Sailors. Good evening, directors, fire chief, and everybody in attendance tonight. Thank you all for being here. Pretty neat to be able to do this tonight. I'm going to give you a little overview on the incident that we're here to recognize. On June 24th of 2022, the Sacramento Sheriff's Office responded to a violent crime assault in North Highlands. Officers on scene made every effort to de-escalate the situation and build a rapport with the subject involved. Unfortunately, the subject took his infant child hostage, barricaded himself in a bedroom, and refused to cooperate. The subject then set fire to the bedroom and retreated to the adjacent bathroom. These actions caused the incident to quickly escalate, requiring coordination between the Sacramento Sheriff's Office and Metro Fire to fight the fire, rescue the victims, and evacuate the remaining members of the public in the area. With rapid fire growth and an inability to access the victims through the barricade, sheriff's officers decided to access the adjacent apartment next door. They located a bathroom with a common wall to the involved unit, and the officers knew the victims could be accessed by breaking through that wall in the bathroom. When Metro Fire arrived and was briefed by the Sheriff's Department about the armed subject and hostage situation, the decision was made to breach the common wall, with officers providing lethal cover to our members. Once breached, Metro Fire firefighters entered and rescued the two unconscious fire victims with no harm to themselves or the officers. The collective efforts by the Sheriff's Department and Metro Fire members, with significant risk to their own personal safety, set the situation up for the best possible outcome. Happy to report that the two victims regained consciousness shortly after being medically treated and transported. Next, we'd like to show you a video that reviews the incident. So Art, play that.
Metro 14 Fire Department, Hey, put the knife down.
Give us air. Can we get 3 additional?
Hey, come here. Leave that kid. Okay, come here.
Get back.
I need you to come over here.
Get out. Then don't do it.
Focus on me, man. Hey, your kid doesn't need to be here, man. Come here. Let me.
Frank, units rolling code can reduce.
Hey, dude, come on out. Hey, he's got the baby in his arms.
I need you to come out and talk with us. He's lighting a fire. Hey, yeah, house is on fire. Everything's on fire. Sarge, we gotta go. Hey, this fire's getting big.
Give it. Get out.
Grab the can. Hold it, babe.
Let's fire now. Baby, we got baby.
That day or that night, morning, we all worked together. Everyone was communicating really well. We all kept a level head. I'm proud of all of them.
Like we've had conversations and just sitting at the table earlier, trying to figure out, okay, well, where are these people at now? How are they doing now? And we all have personal feelings about the gentleman, but at the same time, if somebody asked me would I prefer he lived or died, I would absolutely say I'm glad he lived. I'm glad we were able to make that difference and pull him out and keep him alive. Because everybody deserves those second chances. We don't know people's circumstances or what's going on, and it's not really for us to judge as much as sometimes we do. But I think at the end of the day, that's why we do this job, is to help people regardless of the situation. And I think that was an opportunity for us to do so.
Like I said, if it wasn't for the partners and fire department coming through and everybody knowing what they had to do, it could have went to a different outcome, but it didn't, and saved the kids. So.
It seems like as in the fire department that if we were to pull up like we normally would on any house fire, we would pull a line, we would squirt water on the fire, and as the fire goes out, things get better, and we would try to make a rescue from there. If we didn't get the intel that we did at the point, I don't think we would have made those decisions. And if those decisions weren't made, I don't think we'd have 2 surviving victims. I think we'd have 2 fatalities.
Despite fire knowing that there was somebody armed in that room with the baby, and you don't know what situation you're getting yourself into when you jump into a dark hole with somebody with a knife. It could have ended bad, and they didn't care. The rescue of the child was, at that point, the most important thing.
And it was a team game even with it. Once the victim was found and the 2-year-old was hands-on victim, it passed from fireman to officer to fireman. So it was certainly a team game.
It took probably later on that night after I got home that I was able to kind of relax and think. The adrenaline kept me up for probably 2 days after that, almost living on no sleep because of I wasn't able to relax. It took a while for me to really think and realize that our actions did something, mattered to somebody.
Obviously, an incredible collaborative effort for an outcome that we all could not have asked for to turn out better. And so with that being said, what I'd like to do is call up those being recognized tonight over by where Fire Chief's standing. I'd like to bring up Sacramento Metro Fire Captain Sean Lemon, Sacramento Metro Firefighter Tucker Hodge, Sacramento Metro Fire Engineer Phil Alexander, Sacramento Sheriff Sergeant Devin Card, Sacramento Sheriff's Deputy Cody Lopez, Sacramento Sheriff's Deputy Amber Vicente Rivas, Sacramento Sheriff's Deputy Ramar Pasalo, Sacramento Sheriff's Deputy Christopher Guerra, Sacramento Sheriff's Deputy Shay Lukes, Sacramento Sheriff's Deputy Daniel Duran, and Sacramento Sheriff's Deputy Jesus Oliver. On behalf of Fire Chief Todd Harms and all of the members of Metro Fire and the community that we all serve, we're proud to recognize you with a letter of commendation for demonstrating exemplary service and concern for the public, exercising the ability to adapt to unexpected or emerging needs, and for making decisions that resulted in the saving of life with risk to your own safety. These actions directly align with our primary goal of service delivery. From deepest in our heart, thank you all for your distinguished service tonight. Letter, the chief will present you with the letter. We'll take a quick picture, and then I'm sure we want a picture in front of the board members. So we organize Go. Come on up. Firefighter Tucker Hodge. Engineer Phil Alexander. Devin Card. Deputy Cody Lopez. Deputy Amber Vicente Rivas. Dance. Deputy Ramar Pasalo. Deputy Christopher Guerra. Deputy Shay Lukes. Deputy Daniel Duran. Deputy Jesus Oliver.
I just wanted to say thank you to each and every one of you. The relationship that we have here with our law enforcement partners is incredible. And every single day on the street, we run together and do things together. I had gotten an update that night after the call the next morning of what had gone on, and a lot of information that was going back and forth. But the decisions that you made are the ones that we, as an organization, expect you to take that life. Safety is a priority, be able to work together, and to be able to communicate. And you did just an outstanding job. So thank you and congratulations.
You guys need a better angle, feel free to come up.
Yeah, I know.
Thank you.
Clutter.
Fantastic. Can go. Thank you, moms and dads.
Go ahead.
I just wanted to make the point that this video has some graphic scenes in it. I haven't seen it in its entirety, but it is now being used in teacher trainings across California. As a result of, I sent this out as a reminder to teachers that they have no idea what the kid comes from. They don't know this kid's home life. They don't know the trauma that will be associated with this young man. And I have my undying admiration for everyone who's involved in this operation. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other comments from any other directors?
Did this play in the local media? Snippets of it? Channel 3, 10, 40, all those guys picked it up?
So we did coordinate and did a joint press release with the sheriff's office, and we actually have, and I think you all had gotten a copy of it as well, the longer version. So that was pushed out to all the media outlets, and there was some coverage.
So one and done kind of thing?
You know how the news cycle goes these days. I can't remember exactly the circumstances around it. The timing was such that we would have the highest potential for being picked up.
It'd be great to play over and over to remind people how freaking lucky they are to have this kind of public safety in the area where, yeah, it's just enough said.
So when I got there that morning, it was pretty incredible. Just I've never been more proud of our folks working together collaboratively.
Both groups.
It was amazing to see and to just be around those folks after it happened. So they did a great job.
The attention on social media was incredible.
Oh, good.
And putting it out there. But as the media goes, it was a 30-second shot. But still today, the amount of people that are downloading and looking at it. And the thing that from my side of it, the questions I got, and Director Orzali said it, is some of my fellow fire chiefs asked me, how did you review this? How did you allow this to come out? Because there is a graphic nature of it, and there are things that are said in there. And how did you work with the sheriff's office? We've never seen anybody being able to do that. And I'll say that it was not, we did the right reviews, but I think the message that is in the longer video and all of the dynamics and the decisions that were made on the police side, the decisions that were made on the fire side, is that I don't know why you have to show that. And in today's time of agencies being looked down upon because decisions that they're making, and people are showing a video, 4 different ways in slow motion. This one here plays in live, and you watch it all the way through, and you realize that the decisions that they're making and the pressure that they're under is just incredible. So the feedback, I would say, from my peers has been incredible, of not ever seeing anything where police and fire have come together and put something out like this.
awesome.
Mhm. I think the collaboration that it shows and the just allowing the crews on scene to think and on their feet and make the best choices and to have the best outcome. That's incredible in itself right there. So I just want to congratulate all of them for that incredible outcome. Okay, having finished that, the next item on the agenda is the action item. Number 1, notice of award, an RFP 22-4 Fire Station Architecture and Engineering Services. Erin Castleby, how are you tonight?
Good evening. In the spirit of providing excellent service, we are embarking on another new fire station. We bring before you tonight a contract award for the architect and engineering firm that will design our next fire station, which will be at 8101 Bradshaw Road, way down Bradshaw. We're lovingly calling it Vineyard Station right now, while the number is to be determined. We purchased this land in 2004, and the development in the area and the population has triggered the need to move forward with the construction of the station. So we issued a formal request for proposals to our existing multiple award schedule. There are 5 firms on that list. We published that. We received 2 proposals in response. We went through an evaluation process with those proposals, and the scores are reflected here. Core Design Group, formerly known as Jeff Katz Architecture, their score was 82.5, and LCA Architects with a score of 76.17. So we would request that the board this evening approve the contract award for Core Design Group and authorize the fire chief or his designee to administer the contract as needed. The total fiscal impact is just under $1 million. We do have that budgeted already in our I fund this year. It was included in our CIP, and it is under the budgeted amount that we had for that. So we would request your approval of the contract award. If there's any questions, I can take them now.
Does anyone have any questions or comments?
Erin, yes, I'm sorry, Ms. Castleberry, thank you so much for bringing us even more good news. This is longer term, and the success that you and your staff had with Station 68, with with Jeff Fry as you and yourself as the lead. I just have high hopes that we're going to have a great outcome with our newest station. So thank you in advance for all the toil and sleepless nights and wrenching of hair and brain that will probably be coming up. So again, contact any of us directors if there's anything that we can do to help you in this long but ultimately successful process.
Thank you so much. We definitely feel ready to go, having been fresh off of that project. So we're ready and ready to go.
No further questions or comments. I'll entertain a motion and a second.
I'll move staff's recommendation.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Madam Clerk, will you call the roll, please?
Director Gould.
Aye.
Orzali.
Aye.
Wood.
Aye.
Sheets.
Aye.
Rice. I see you're unmuted, Director Rice. Can you hear us okay? All right, moving to Director Jones.
Aye.
Clark.
Aye.
And Sailors.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you. All right. The next item on our agenda are reports. The President's report. This last Monday and Tuesday, I attended the FDAC Leadership Symposium. It was, I think it was one of their first get-togethers since before COVID. And they handed out hats. I forgot to bring mine because this is their 50th year for FDAC to have been in existence. It was a very good learning time. I learned quite a lot. They had very good speakers. And so I really would like to see more people attend their conferences and their leadership, their learning symposiums. I hope Director White was there with me. And so next time, next spring, they have their yearly conference. It's usually in Napa. And so hopefully I'll see more faces there next spring. Because it's a fun time and a great learning experience. That's it for my report.
Was it here in Sacramento?
Yes, it was. This one was in Sacramento. Yes. Any other questions about the FDAC? Okay. Fire Chief, your report. What have you got for us tonight?
Good evening, directors. I think Station 52 will be very nice as we move forward. I decided to throw that out there since we needed a number on it. We'll put a number on it then, right?
Wow.
Station, we're there and go. Station 52 is moving forward. First off, I'd like to welcome back Kevin Johnston. He has been reinstated to the position of firefighter. He started back on October 17th, and I think Monday was his first day back out in the field. Congratulations and welcome back to Kevin. Congratulations to Captain Brian Curry. His retirement on October 14th after 21 years of service. For me personally, I can remember in 2016 of arriving and meeting Brian as one of the main people running the crab feed for the Firefighter Burn Institute. And I think he did that for years as the social director over there. So congratulations to Brian. Also, congratulations to firefighter Rich Turner on his retirement, October 14th also. And he spent 28 years with the district or beforehand. For reassignments, Battalion Chief Scott Perryman has been reassigned to the Mobile Integrated Health Program Coordinator, and that will be effective on the 29th on Friday. Captain Adam Spiva has been over there and has been reassigned back to the field. I'd like to thank Captain Spiva for coming in and being able to manage that position, for being able to move forward. A little bit of an update on the Mobile Integrated Health is that I think it has been an interesting time to have started that new project and working with the healthcare this last year between Scott's management of it and also of Adam, and trying to look at working within our local LIMSA, working with the hospitals. It has been challenging. One thing that I will say is just recently, through the Kaiser program, they were able to look at a very small, and we'll have Scott come and do a presentation. They were able to look at a very small demographics of folks that interacted with the Mobile Integrated Health folks and showed a significant decrease in calls in 911, a significant decrease in transports to the hospital, and a significant savings in a dollar amount. And I'm talking a very small amount of people. And so I will have to say myself and Chief Mitchell have spent a lot of time, I think, with some frustration. I will say that our relationship with our LIMSA has been very positive, and they have come around to a point now of integrating the Mobile Integrated Health Unit into the system and being able to move forward with it. And as much as I will say Adam did just a tremendous job of being able to get us to here, the decision to put Scott there is that he was truly a person that was in the beginning of this, getting this started. And I really think in this next period of time, it's going to be the either make it or break it. The information they brought back was just tremendous. And if we're able to reproduce that and show that impact and be able to have the providers and be able to integrate into our system, it's going to do what we thought it was going to do. It's just taken a while to do it. So congratulations and thanks to Adam for that portions of it. We have a recruitment that is open for the single role paramedics. Closes on Friday, November 18th. Other things that are going on, we have one more left, which is October 31st of the chief forums. We have met with most of the staff, the members that are out there, along with the professional staff. Again, the very positive interactions with folks, a lot of questions. And again, twice a year we do those, and it's a lot of time. I don't think there's anything more important than that ability to sit down with folks and get one-on-one with them. On October 8th, we had the Sacramento County and the Metro Fire 2x2. We had just a couple of items that are on there, but one of the items we talked a lot about was fentanyl poisoning. I know that Director Jones and Director Wood were there, and I'm sure they have comments. And again, the relationship with Ann Edwards and a new member of her team is Eric Jones, who is their public safety manager, has become just very positive as far as those interactions. Chief Wagaman has been working with Eric over there already, well ahead of time of talking about what does the arson task force look like? What does the fireworks task force look like as we move forward? So a number of positive things. October 18th, we also on the same day, we had a promotional ceremony. And one of the things that is nice to see again, like we had here tonight, the ability as we have gotten around the corner of COVID is to be back together again and having things and inviting people. The promotional ceremony, I think Brenda Briggs left. Brenda, as you know, is the coordinator for us. And as you saw tonight, having her back into that position has just been tremendous. She did just a great job. The amount of young kids running around at City Hall over there and the families and stuff was really neat. I don't think I wrote it down here, but I think, did we have 30 some odd people almost, or close to that were there, engineers, captains, battalion chiefs, and ACs there. So it was really nice, and it was really great to be back out and doing those events again. We had the Sac County Fire Chiefs Association, which is just our local group here that together, that was just tremendous. And then our relationships with Lowe's Home Improvement has just been incredible. And on Friday or Thursday, the 20th, which was the first responder week, they donated, and if I believe right, somebody correct me, it was $50,000 worth of equipment and buckets and tools and everything. And they chose Metro Fire. So it was their regional. We got together. They did just a great event over at Logistics. And they, again, have been a great partner. They recently had for Fire Safety Week, they had an event at one of their stores in which we attended, but $50,000 worth of equipment donated, and they picked us to do it. So thank you to Lowe's and their donations. And that ends my report unless you have any questions.
Do you have any questions or comments?
I'll turn it over to Chief Mitchell for the operations report.
Thank you, Chief.
Okay, hello again. And part of the ceremony of getting everybody back together includes putting the badges on when somebody has a little one and also needs to badge their loved one. Sometimes you have to call in extra help. Fire chief happily took the infant and was holding the infant who didn't know what was going on during that time. Okay, I'm going to keep the positivity going. This is a very positive night, a lot of pride. We've run 4,011 total incidents since our last report, an average of 286.5 calls a day, 134 fire incidents, about 9.5 fires per day. So we're still busy out there. As far as air show statistics from our CERT folks that did just every year, they come out and do a great job supporting that event. 428 volunteer hours out there to support the event this year from those folks. Linda Ford from CERT gave us information back that they did end up treating first aid for 31 patients. And she did also report that compared to years past, that's a lot lower. So I'm glad to hear that people were in better health this year. We'll go with that as the reason, but it was a well-attended event, and glad our CERT folks continue to be helping us there. Another incident that shows, again, the professionalism of our folks. Back on October 24th at 9:04 hours, Battalion 5, Engine 25, Medic 25, Engine 27, Truck 26, all responded for a reported vehicle to a house in Roseville Road and White Avenue near the border of Sacramento and Placer County. Responding crews were updated en route by fire dispatch that the law enforcement on scene was reporting multiple patients along with CPR in progress on a pediatric patient. Captain John Squally on engine 25 arrived and began management of the scene with his crew. And Captain Rich Rubialis on engine 27 arrived, established command, confirmed multiple critical patients, and declared a multi-casualty incident, requesting 3 more ambulances and an additional truck company. Battalion Chief Scott Perryman arrived and assumed Roseville Road Command, working with EMS 24 Captain Shannon Chamberlain to set up communications with UC Davis, our disaster control facility, for patient notification and hospital destinations. Within 7 minutes of arriving on scene, firefighter paramedic Alexi Shock on Medic 25 had the pediatric patient assessed, packaged, and began transport to the emergency department, where I'm happy to report that en route to the hospital, Medic 25's crew was able to get pulses back on the pediatric patient. Within 20 minutes of our crews arriving on scene, all 4 patients were transported to local hospitals off the scene. Our crews received several compliments and positive feedback from both law enforcement and the area hospitals receiving the patients that we treated, transported. In particular, early declaration of a multi-casualty incident, early notification to our DCF at UC Davis, and frequent updates with detailed information were very positive remarks as part of our official MCI critique that we do after each one of those incidents. Again, this is a direct testament to the strong work and professional attitude of all of our Metro Fire members that we should all be so proud of and that responded to this incident. That ends my operations report tonight, unless there's no questions.
Does anyone have any comments or questions? Thank you. Up next is the local firefighters 522. Matt Cole.
Good evening, directors. We too would like to welcome KJ back to the organization. He went to one of our neighboring agencies in the Bay where he actually had a family member. And when he got over there, he realized that his Metro Fire family is where he wanted to be and belong. So he came back and was reinstated in the organization. So we're excited to have KJ back. Wishing Brian Curry well. Like the chief said, Brian's been doing the crab feed for years. He also, once upon a time, we had a fundraiser where a calendar was put together for the Burn Institute, and Brian graced the pages of said calendar. So that's floating around in Brian's well wishes. So, and then Rich Turner separating. I'm sure that the overall quality of the food at the kitchen table in firehouses is decreased now that Rich is no longer in the kitchen. But I'm sure people will be reaching out to him to get recipes time and time again. So we wish all of them well. Since last board meeting, I'd like to share that we had an executive board meeting where we talked about a number of things that we could support local charities and looking at things that we can do to expand our reach as 522 in the community. We also started this week with a conference called PEP in San Francisco, where we had 25 different members. It's a professional education partnership conference that the IFF puts together. So members from all of District 10, which District 10 is multiple states in the IFF, we all came together and just shared ideas and challenges. And it was a good collaboration. And we were able to bring a lot of young 522 members there. So it was a really good conference, which brought us right into the last 2 days. And I think it's very fitting that we saw the level of service that Engine 42 provided, along with all the other companies on that call, and hearing from Chief Mitchell on the MCI that 25, 27, and B5 all ran. I think it makes me proud to realize the level of service and sacrifice and commitment that our members provide on a daily basis. And we were able to take your message of support to them over the last 2 days, where we had a ratification meeting to vote to support the tentative agreement that you all supported last board meeting. And I'm happy to report that that was overwhelmingly supported with a yes vote. So we are excited to work with management to get those documents constructed over the next few days, hopefully before the next board meeting, so that you can take the final vote of support for the members, which will allow us to stay under contract and focus on improving all of our services and looking at our deployment and all of the things that we are excited about doing together. So with that, that concludes my report, unless there are any questions.
Are there any questions or comments?
Thank you.
Thank you. Next up is committee and delegate reports. On the executive committee, we have a meeting on November 4th, 2022, and it will be determined what time and where it will be. That's all I have for the executive committee. Communication Center, JPA. Deputy Chief Wagner.
President Sanders, we have not met, so no reports.
Thank you very much. Finance and Audit Committee, Director Rosali.
The Finance and Audit Committee met this evening and received a report from CFO O'Toole regarding the CalPERS 2022 annual pension valuations and the finance report through August 31, 2022. The next meeting is to be determined. That concludes my report.
Thank you very much. The Policy Committee, Director Gould.
Madam Chair, thank you very much. There is a rumor floating around the organization that the Policy Committee will be meeting on November 10th of this year.
All right.
Correct, Madam Clerk? Good.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you for that report. Next up is board members' comments. We will start with Director Jones.
Thank you, Madam President. I have a series of notes here. The order, they're all important, so don't pay attention to the order that I acknowledge some of this stuff, please. First of all, I would like to congratulate my fellow director, Randy Rosali, for leading the Finance and Audit Committee through these past years. Tonight was his last chairing of that particular Finance Committee meeting, and I decided to say that now instead of just in front of the committee, so that we can really embarrass the heck out of you.
Yes.
But thank you for your steady hand over the years in leading us through good, professional, constructive conversation. It's greatly, greatly appreciated. Thank you, sir, for that work. I'd like to extend a thank you to Chief Wagaman and Investigator Steve Johnson. They presented at a community association meeting for the Butterfield Riviera East Community Association Tuesday night. We had a number of speakers, including Supervisor Don Natoli, the two candidates competing to fill this spot, and we had Metro Fire there to answer all kinds of questions about interaction with fireworks, fire safety task force, and our response capability. So thank you to Chief Wagaman and Investigator Johnson. Oh boy, that video that we saw, holy cow, make that a standard part of our recruitment efforts. You want to talk about a hook? That is it. It's just terrific. So please, let's try to integrate that in our recruitment efforts. And finally, another shout out and thank you to Brenda Briggs. I probably said this before, but as the years pass, I kind of forget. Brenda and I first started working together in 1995 with the Juvenile Fire Center's prevention program. So I have seen her work over the decades. It has always been impeccable, very much team-oriented, and I want to publicly thank her for her continued professionalism over these many years. Madam Chair?
Thank you very much for those comments. Director Rice, do you have any comments tonight?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Can you guys hear me first and foremost?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, I'm going to be brief. I want to congratulate both the district and local 522's bargaining teams and all staff that are involved in that. A job well done, and it just makes me proud to be an elected official, at this point, an appointed official for this organization. Secondarily, the video, and then also the commendation for Engine 42 members and the sheriff's deputies. I'll just say this. I spent the majority of my career working with the Sacramento County Sheriff's Department through American River, then actually Arden, then American River, then Metro Fire. And I think that we are blessed with one of the finest law enforcement organizations to work with, and as Metro Fire to partner with. I go back through Sheriff Glenn Craig, my all-time favorite Robbie Waters, and kind of my mentor Lou Blanis, and now we have incoming sheriff Jim Cooper. And I think that this partnership and collaboration with the Sacramento County Sheriff's Department and Metro Fire, as we begin to meet the challenges within our communities, not only the homeless, but the folks that we serve with mental health and drug and alcohol issues, I think we are poised to set the stage statewide to begin to deliver a service model that is second to none. And I'll close out with just saying, again, I so appreciate being a part of this board and a small part of Metro Fire at this stage of my career and life. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Rice. Director Sheets.
Good evening. I just wanted to also echo what an amazing, amazing video. I too have worked side by side with Sheriff Sacramento, in my professional career, and tonight, just solidifies how proud I am to not only live in the district, but to be protected by our Metro Fire family and our Sac County Sheriff's officers. It just absolutely, every time I see that, it just gives me goosebumps. And I'm just so thankful that I still get to continue to work side by side and serve in the capacity that I have for the time. I want to wish our retirees an amazing, amazing retirement. A little bit jealous. I was lied to. I was told when I had whiskers I could retire, but I'm not close to being retired and I have whiskers. Also promotional candidates, great job. Looking forward to working with them. 522, what an awesome long contract negotiations, and to just incredibly feel privileged to be serving in the role and being somewhat of a conduit and supporting the administration and 522. So with that, that's all I have.
Thank you. Director Wood.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I too just want to express my gratitude to you, Matt, and all your members for working hard, and our personnel for getting to this point. Look forward to getting those documents done and moving on. Chief Mitchell, thank you to you and all of the people that worked with you to get this event tonight to recognize our deputies and our members. I say it all the time. I think it's great, these events, when we bring in our members and others that need to get pointed out and recognized for the work they did. And so thank you to everyone who made that happen. I'm really excited to hear Captain Perryman's back. Oh, he's not captain anymore. Chief Perryman. I remember we were in Cap to Cap back in 2016 when this project first started. And not only was he working the halls of Congress and working with our local electeds, but in the after hours between meetings and in the evenings, he was spending time with representatives that were there from the health systems and convincing them, working with them to get them on board with this. And I firmly believe that we would not have this service if it weren't for all of his time and effort. Absolutely amazing amount of work that went into it. I was fortunate enough to be able to volunteer with the cook-off for the Firefighters Burn Institute chili cook-off 2 weeks ago. And just a great event. Good to see everybody out back again, doing some fundraising and getting some money for that organization. We did attend the 2x2 with the county, and that was great. But the highlight of that was saying goodbye, and not saying goodbye, but congratulations to Supervisor Natoli and wishing him well and thanking him for all of his support over the years. It's been, I personally wouldn't be here if it weren't for being able to meet him and talk to him early on to get the appointment. So I appreciate all he's done for our organization. And last, I just want to say, Randy, I know this isn't it, but I missed the Finance and Audit Committee meeting, but thanks for all of your tutelage over the years on that committee.
Oh, and absolutely. Thank you. It's an honor to be.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Director Rosali.
I will be unusually brief. This is my last evening as the chair of the Finance and Audit Committee, and it's been an absolute privilege. I greatly value the work and the quality of the people that I get to work with. It's been phenomenal. So thank you for that.
Thank you, Director Azali. Director Gould.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'd like to first thank anyone and everyone that was involved in bringing the engine tonight to our facility. I always think it's important to remember that wicked disease takes many of our friends in an untimely manner. And that every time we see that engine, it reinforces the idea that this is a very dangerous job and that it comes with consequences, some of which are signified by the color of that engine. And so if it would be appropriate tonight, I'd like us to maybe end with a moment of silence as we think about all of those who have put their lives out there and suffered from cancer as a result of that. And everybody said a lot about this video that we watched, and certainly it's intense. But I think it's important that the community members understand that this is what these men and women do every day. Now, sure, it may not be they bust through a wall, but this is what happens every single day in our community between our law enforcement brothers and sisters and our other public safety men and women in the fire service and others. So while it's unique and it's intense and it's powerful, it's also what they do every single day. And so for those of you that are haters, you need to back up, because it's not appropriate for you to see that and then keep an attitude of these are bad people. Something they do is wrong. If that's your attitude, step in front of them and do what they did. Going into a home that's on fire and the person they're trying to rescue is weaponized. Let's be honest about it. I don't think many haters are going to be able to have the courage to do that. So I'm excited to see it. I love watching it, but it's every day. And one final thing, the fact that we heard that there was an MCI declared and within 20 minutes, all of those people were off scene and that the child that was under traumatic CPR survived. You can't have any stronger testimony to what the men and women of this organization and our law enforcement brothers and sisters do every fetching day. This is not unique. It is commonplace. And you saw how uncomfortable they were. They did not want to be up here receiving all of that kudos because they go to work every day doing that exact same thing. And they don't like this. We force it because we like it. Right? But they do it every day, and they love not coming to these things and getting these accommodations. It's not what they go to work for. And if you think so, you're dead wrong. You're dead wrong. I'm encouraged to see them. I'm honored to be part of their group in a tangential way. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Director Gould. Looks like Director White has logged off. Director Clark.
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. First of all, I'd like to thank Chief Wagman for giving me a tour of this fantastic institution. Actually, it's the Career Technical Education Program at San Juan Unified School. Actually, it was at Del Campo School. By the way, I know that I did not know Director Gould was so involved in it. I mean, this is an amazing program. It's a career path for, some of these kids that, they don't know what they want to do yet. And it's a great introduction to the fire service. I recommend that each one of us, every one of the members up here on this dais, go visit that little school, because I tell you, it is amazing. And the passion that Scott Schneider, this guy is a one-man wrecking crew. Any amount of funds that the district could put into that program, I think it'd be worth. It's a community service. And these kids were, some of them, they're kids, and they have to be disciplined and things like that. And the pattern is kind of like the academy in a way, but it's a great way to plant these seeds in their head and introduce them to a great career. I also want to thank the commandees for the job well done. It's amazing. It's been said already. I couldn't say more than Director Gould just said, about the service that is provided by safety and our organization, of course, that I'm immensely proud of. Randy, it's been a pleasure and an honor to serve with you on this board, and I wish you well on your endeavors. I know you have your passion for getting out there in the outdoors you'll have a lot more time to be out there, but it's been an honor and a pleasure. Thank you so much. All right. Oh, also 522, you know, I mean, this is the smoothest negotiations we've had, and I've been here quite a while. And I'm really proud of the way that, you know, our management and labor got together and got this thing taken care of. Looking forward also to ratifying our, you know, our deal up here on this dais. So that's all I have, Madam Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Director Clark. Once again, everyone has touched every topic I was planning on saying very eloquently. So with that, I'm going to call this meeting adjourned, and we are going into closed session. So you guys go home, have a nice night. Thank you. Yes.